Hello, demons and ghouls. Welcome to episode 2 of the Witchy Cook. That's me, and this is my magical mess where I create all sorts of devilishly delicious food. In today's episode, I'll be making my favorite kind of meatloaf, my ex-boyfriend meatloaf. Yes, you heard me correctly. It's the perfect time of year to dish out some revenge, and today I'm going to show you how. First, you find out where he moved to and... oops, perhaps that should be another video. Fine then, let's get on with the ingredients then, shall we? First up, you'll need some ground meat. It doesn't matter if you use beef, pork, chicken, turkey, or eggs. Whatever your flavor, babe. Next up, you'll need bacon. No thick sliced here. Most of the time I would say it doesn't even matter. But for this dish, the thin sliced bacon is best. I promise. You'll need 1 egg. That's it. Just one. Oops, how did he get in here? Let's just put you back where you belong. 1 onion, used for decorating and in the meatloaf as well. We gotta flavor up that bad boy. Of course, we want some garlic in there. Best we ward off those negative spirits. Breadcrumbs, any kind. Panico, store-bought, homemade, oatmeal, cornflakes, crushed up Doritos. Use what you got. I'm not here to judge you. Next up, barbecue sauce. Same deal as the crumbs though. Use any sauce you like. This just happened to be in my fridge, so I used that. But if you don't have barbecue sauce, use ketchup. That's just fine. Can't forget the Worcestershire sauce, or however you want to pronounce that fermented fish sauce name. Good luck. Alright, now that we have all the ingredients, let's start putting this bad boy together. You'll need a big bowl to hold all of your meat and other ingredients. So now seems like a good time to tell you about Pierre. He seemed like a good catch at the time. Tall, dark, ruggedly handsome. Turned out he was a werewolf. And of course, I didn't really mind the werewolf part. Actually had its perks, if you witches know what I mean. But it's the fact that he couldn't handle himself well on the full moons at all. I mean, who can afford a new bed every month? Ugh, expensive after a while. So he had to go. Bye-bye, Pierre. You'll be missed by no one. Now we're gonna cut the onion, but we're not gonna cut it normally. No. That would be no fun. We need to decorate our meatloaf and make him extra special. Cut a slice off each side of the onion and save these for later. These will be his eyes. We will also need some small strips, usually about 6, but it's good to have extra just in case. Set those aside for later too, and whatever is left of the onion you're gonna dice up to add to the meat bowl. So now seems like a good time to tell you about Igor. He wasn't the handsome type for sure, but he was obedient, compliant, dutiful. And at first, everything seemed like it was going well. But then I started to notice that he would sneak off in the middle of the night. So one night I decided to follow him and see where he was going. Turned out he was secretly meeting his co-worker for midnight rendezvous. Well, I was so upset. Honestly, to not even invite me? How rude. To this day, those two will never admit that they're a couple, but we all know, Igor. We all know. We need to chop up the garlic into little tiny pieces and then also add to the meat bowl. Okay, now you need to beat your egg. Beat it like the rotten egg it is, and it's learned its lesson. Then also add to meatball. You will need to add about 1/3 cup of barbecue sauce. I like to just eye it out here. Then add a few shakes of that fun fermented fish sauce that we won't name right now. Now you're going to add your spices. I started with some freshly cracked pepper. So now seems like a good time to tell you about Freddie. At first I thought he was the man of my dreams. Turned out he was a real nightmare. He refused to cut his nails. He would be gone all hours of the night, and he would not come to any of my full moon bonfires. Not one. Well, sorry, Freddie. When you snooze, you lose. Anyways, besides pepper, you'll need salt and other spices. I used a nice amount of cayenne because I wanted to spice this guy up. I also added some smoked paprika and about 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Okay, so pat that meatloaf into a ball and transfer onto a lined baking sheet. Kind of looks like a brain at this point, doesn't it? Hungry, anyone? Now, just do your best here to shape this meatloaf into a skull shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the lumpier, the better. When you have a shape that you're somewhat happy with, you can then add in those onion rounds to make those eyes. And you'll use those onion strips that we cut earlier over the mouth to make X's. This will make him look super freaky. Now, I like the idea of using cloves for the eyes to really give that authentic look. Doesn't that already look frightening? Now really comes the fun part. You're going to layer bacon all over the face to make it look even more terrifying. And delicious, of course. Now, there is no right or wrong way to do this, so just allow yourself to have fun with this part. So now seems like a good time to tell you about Vlad. You'd think with a name like the Impaler, you'd be getting a good time, but no. Turned out he was too busy pursuing his own interests to care about love. I was left alone in the cold castle too many nights to remember. And on one of those nights when I was exploring the castle, I happened onto his treasury room. Well, I did what any honest witch would do. I loaded up my broom and never looked back. See ya, sucker. Okay, so when you've got your masterpiece completed, you can pop him in the oven. I baked mine at 350 degrees for 1 hour, until he was nice and crispy. And there he is. Well done, please, sir. Let's get him plated up, shall we? There we go. He almost looks happy. Guaranteed to make an impression this Halloween. Super fun to make and even funner cutting him up after. Sweet revenge never tasted so good. Now remember, if you liked today's video, then make sure you give this witch some sugar and hit those like and subscribe buttons. Until next time, minions.